Good morning. I am back at Rock Gap. I am going to Winding Stair Gap. It's only 3.7 miles. I think a NERO, which is near zero, is better for me than doing zeros. Got a lot of work to do as far as my YouTube and Instagram, and I want to do that. Sunsets just dropped me off. On the way up, we dropped my car off at Winding Stair. That way I don't have to worry about timing on getting a ride from him back. And I've also got a couple things I want to stop at the store and get before I go back to the hostel, and I can do all that. So I'm hiking back to my car at Winding Stair Gap. One thing that worked out pretty well with this stop in particular is yesterday, after I got picked up, we went through Winding Stair Gap, and there were a bunch of Forest Service trucks and guys there. They were keeping anyone from going north because they were doing prescribed burns along the trail north of Winding Stair Gap. So if my plan had been to go farther north than Winding Stair yesterday, I wouldn't have been able to anyway. So probably tomorrow, be hiking through some of that prescribed burn area and able to show it. Right now, Winding Stair Gap, headed north, 3.7. Talk to you later. So came up kind of out of that hole right there up to this road crossing, and we actually went up through here this morning on the way up to Rock Gap with a car. I just wanted to, my comment was there's a campsite up here, Standing Indian Campground, not a hiker campground, but a camper campground. And it's interesting as you go through the trail, you see U.S. Department of Agriculture, how many different organizations, maintain the ability to hike the Appalachian Trail. You get the Appalachian Mountain Conservancy, the Appalachian Trail Conservancy, trying to coordinate the whole thing to some degree or another, but you got lots of state organizations and local organizations and Forest Service and everything else as you go along. And it's interesting, all the different ones. Took off my mid layer, knew I would have to, hiked about 25 minutes, and I don't like to be cold, so there was no reason. I did put it inside my pack because it might rain later, and I'd like to try to keep it dry. Head north. So that last stop was Wallace Gap. There's a pretty good climb coming out of Wallace Gap. Not brutal or hard, but steep and pretty long. I'm still doing it. This is a half hour, 45 minutes later. And I had to stop and take another layer off. Sweating pretty hard. I have not perfected the layer management thing yet. I tend to wait too long and start to get wet. So I got to do that better. I'll get better at it. Still heading up. If you're through hiking, oh, by the way, this is, like I said, a ways up the hill is a kind of nice campsite where I am right now. It's dry, but part way up out of Wallace Gap, there is an absolutely gorgeous water source. Really easy to collect, good flow, looked great. I was tempted. I told myself I'm not going to drink any unfiltered water, and I probably could have gotten away with it, but I'm not gonna. And I didn't want to take the time to filter. I mean, right now my bottles are filled with town water from the hostel, and it ain't the same. I would much rather have had, some nice mountain spring water, but I didn't want to take the time to filter it, which takes a bit. So I'm gonna stick with my town water, and then after I get back to my car, I'm actually going to go to the store and buy some bottled water so that while I'm there at the hostel, I can fill my bottles with something other than the tap water from the town. I don't like the chlorine. I didn't beat the rain. It's just starting to rain. So I may not be doing a ton more, I may not be doing a ton more video. I don't like to have the camera out. It's about 10 o'clock. I'll turn it around, let you see. There's a bit of a view, but it's vanishing. Not sure how much you can see. There's mountains and whatnot up there. Pretty good elevation right now above a lot of it. Probably a couple more hours of hiking today. And like I said, if the rain picks up, I won't be filming a bunch more. Still a nice day. Temps are nice. Conditions are nice. I got passed by one hiker who's passed me before. I'll talk about that a little bit more later. Again, I won't put the camera away. I want to make sure I'm being fair. I've shown a lot of blowdown, and there's been a lot of blowdown in North Carolina, but But it's early February, you know, just maybe not out yet. But here's one I'm coming through. This was a massive blowdown. You can see all the stuff, and there were multiple major things across the trail. All fresh sawdust. They've been out here. It's been cut up and blocks and chunks of it cleared out of the way. So, you know, give full credit where credit is due. It looks like it was, I can't tell. It might have been all done with a handsaw. Might have been a chainsaw. I don't know. Kind of a lot of back and forth there for a chainsaw. But anyway, either way, no small task to climb up in here with whatever they used to cut this all up. I mean, you can see it was a massive blowdown across the trail. So they're out there. They're getting at it. Thank you very much. Kudos to, it's a lot of work, and in almost every case, it's being done by volunteers. So can't say thank you enough. Head north. Yep, I am still rock hopping rather than walking on slippery logs that someone has placed there to serve as a perfectly fine bridge. That way is south, and this way is north. Heading north. Back to the car, but a couple more things I did want to mention today. One, for hikers, there is a piped spring right there behind me at Winding Stair Gap. Good flow right now. I don't know whether it's year round. Also, I got passed the second time by a hiker today. Passed me a day or two ago. He got forced off trail yesterday by the trail closure due to the planned burn. I'd forgotten his trail name. Real nice guy. I forget everybody's name. I'd forgotten his trail name, and he told me it was, I don't know how much the truck's drowning me out. He said it was Anita. And I don't mean to be socially incorrect, but, you know, that to me was an interesting trail name for a young guy. I says, Anita. I says, kind of an interesting name. He says, it's not. Yeah, he says, it's Inita. And apparently last year he was hiking the PCT a couple weeks in, and somebody asked him his trail name, and he says, yeah, I don't have one yet. I guess I need a trail name. And she said to him, well, then that's it, Inita. And I need it, as in I need a trail name. And he liked it, and it stuck. So great guy, nice guy. Again, he's hiking twice my speed, and I wish him the very best. It's been a pleasure talking to him a couple of times. Happy trails and best wishes going north. Into town. I am at Outdoor 76, an outfitter in Franklin. Kind of one of those must stops. Just, you know, for hikers mostly. Kind of some idea of, they got a pretty good collection of stuff. And I'm only going to touch on a fraction of it. They're right in town, right in the middle of town on the main street. My guess is pretty much anything you really feel you got to have from the standard resupply type stuff, they're going to have it. And not only that, but gear and whatnot too. I probably need the noon. The electrolytes are not working well for me yet. But, you know, they got stoves and titanium cups and fuel, of course. Trekking poles. They got a pretty good shoot collection. I see a bunch of ultras on the shelf over there, if that's what you're doing. Good day packs. I don't see any what I would really call through hiker packs, but they've got sleeping bags. There may be through hiker packs. So, well, I guess they kind of do. Some packs. And with that, I'm just going to continue to kind of look around. But Outdoor 76 is right on Main Street in Franklin. Downstairs at Outdoor 76, they do have a little hiker lounge area. They got some chairs. He said, there's ping pong down there, and, you know, because I'm by myself, but anyway, there's a washer and dryer and whatnot, chance to do your laundry. Nice of them. I mean, they clearly are catering to, or supporting, maybe is a better word, the hikers that come through. Very nice.